God, that's loud. No. There we go. Holy cow. Ah! How we doing, boys and girls, and boys and girls, and girls and boys, and men and manly men? Okay, so we're halfway through, like, doing the examination.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through.
As a manly fucking man, I am
Bits of cargo
sleepy.
belt
Well,
lie on
were
the
you up
ground around it.
drinking
His body
late in the
is
night?
supine
Like
and open to
our detective
intrusion
here,
by
Harry, I think his
autopsy.
name is.
The lieutenant
I plead
adjusts
the
his
fifth.
glasses and takes a
No,
deep
you drink
breath.
the fifth.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Cat woke me up early.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related.
Are you still watching the
Eyes
cat?
and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
I mean, I guess the answer to that is obvious, because
With his
if the cat
eyes
woke you up
almost
early,
closed,
I just didn't
the
expect it to go on
lieutenant
that long.
puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to
Oh,
massage
she's going home
it
today? Okay.
gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Shut up, Kuno and Kuno S.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
I really like my haircut this time. I think you did a good job.
Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound.
I
Mouth
always like your hair.
swollen.
Pookie likes it
Hemorrhaging
longer.
present in
Like, she
mucosa
likes it
of the lips and mouth.
scruffy. I'm not a fan.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Yesterday, I got the FX Pack Pro in the mail, which is very compatible
don't. You can keep it
EverDrive
in.
for the
You
Super
can keep
Nintendo.
anything in.
And so it's nice because, one, I can play virtually any Super Nintendo game now on real hardware. But more importantly,
You manage
I
to
can,
suppress the contractions trying to enter
I
your
can play
stomach.
ROM hacks
All it
on
takes
original
is
hardware.
concentration.
And let me tell
Through
you,
it, see nothing
Kaizo
but
hacks,
darkness.
when you're
More
not
meat
trying to
and
emulate them,
darkness.
are a hell of a lot easier.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts. Nothing in your alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on
I went to
either
see
one.
Guardians 3 last night, 5 out of 10 movie.
Neither am I.
I mean, that's still a higher ranking than most Marvel films, so...
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
No. Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits
I've been
heavy
thinking more and
lividity.
more about trying
Blood
my
has
hand at
gathered in the
speedrunning.
hands, feet, and neck.
I don't know if
Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
it would be for me, but I know that if I were to do it, I would want it to be a Super Nintendo game. And now that I have this, I feel
This will do.
a lot better
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries.
What's the name of
Predation
the...
by birds has caused damage to the body.
What's the name of the
Odontology does not
speedrunner?
need to be
Or what's the name
consulted.
of the documentary? You got a link?
And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury? So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
I knew it was going to be about Narcissa. I knew it was going to be about Narcissa. Like,
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
so I watched her before she transitioned a lot. I was introduced to her during AGDQ or a GDQ. I don't remember if it was A or S.
Right. Next. Nothing. Just in case. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his
A
neck.
deranged
Is visible.
TikToker who thought he was Hitler
Think for a
reincarnated.
moment. There's
Well, if he
time.
thinks he's Hitler
Don't
reincarnated,
rush.
then he should Hitler himself out of the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks. If we
That's
are
not a half
Even
bad
for
idea
the
either.
death. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy. I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not...
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega.
Oh, I already forgot.
Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone asleep.
Okay. For whatever reason, I read that as BRB gonna go have the first jiggle of the day, and I was like, "Are you touching yourself? Like, what the fuck is a jiggle?" Oh, that's later. Okay.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. The genitals in his breeches continue to be unnoteworthy. You see the penis of a dead man. If you've seen it once, you've already got the picture.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something? I worked as one of those processing guys for a year. They are butchers and clowns. I once saw 20 CODs go misidentified in 1 week. Chances are slim to none that they'll find anything useful in processing. In short, you and I are the last line of detection. If you're not sure we got everything, we need to look again. And for that, we need to refrigerate the corpse. Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building? Now, detective, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge, but I think we should still take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
Okay, so let's... That's what the bear fridge is for. It's like I'm playing an adventure game.
Both cables are unplugged from the breaker box. Somewhere in the dark, a giant electric... The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers hidden inside its belly.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too.
Your visual confirms you could fit 2 more bodies in the ice bear fridge.
Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The 2 of you, easily. The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get the butcher, then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in an ice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this, perhaps even some pagan rites.
No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in an ice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room. Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Come on.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close.
17% chance and we fucking got it!
It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand. His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage. The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem. Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
No shit.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. This is what he used to regulate his emotions with. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
That's...
All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Let's wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Okay, 97%. Please, for the love of God, do not fail this. Oh, thank God.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just... The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering
Okay,
of
so he
blood
was shot
on
first.
the plastic. He raises
Interesting.
the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift.
Of course. You deserve it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate. Back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3, ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal, post-mortem, treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death, to hide the real cause. as a false
Oh,
cause.
okay.
In this case, this injury here. Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause
Secret
here,
task
as we did,
complete.
full-heartedly. Well, no more.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it doesn't explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me.
Who
That's
would
for
do
us
this?
to find out.
Oh,
But this, it will make finding them just a little easier. To hide something. The real killer, the real motivation, what really happened here. Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
okay. Alright, so I did level up. And what was that I just got? Oh, yeah. What's the...
Yes?
This...
What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality.
Take
So
me
we've let
down
the
to
Union
the
make a
Paradise
mockery
City.
of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary, somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are 2 columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills. The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness.
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoilsport.
Aw, Kim's a wet blanket.
Well, technically. The official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
Oh.
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus.
You're not wrong.
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. Must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message?
No. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? A good joke. It's not that many. Officer, I'm sure you have a lot more cases solved. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
Okay, enough of the
We should
competition, then
move.
tell me something
Yes,
else.
it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Quick save. I have anything that increases my logic. +1 to logic. Okay.
Yes?
83%. Okay. Come on, 83%.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it.
Oh.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations...
Yeah, Kim's the
would
greatest. What's up,
prefer-
Pop?
Your Honor, we the people hold these truths to be self-evident.
Did you just say Shrevedant?
Yeah!
Is that like a play on words?
Yeah!
I am the finest of nothing. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through.
What's up, Pop?
We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I haven't been willing to say that I'm a racist yet, is because... like, I can't do that to Kim. I found the magazine guy, and the big strong blocks the way into Okay, so I need my badge. Oh man, I just realized that I am not gonna have enough money. Shit.
Is the cake really alive?
No.
No.
An
No, it's a piss
inconspicuous
cake.
vial of the
From a
roofing
urinal.
material, Eternite.
You ever shit in a urinal, son?
What's up, Kev? How you doing, buddy? Do I have anything that will improve my perception? Or do I have anything that's decreasing my... No. Okay. Yeah, I bought this Dick Mullen book. I don't know why I bought the Dick Mullen book. I spent like 3 hours today reading that book for... What's up, 3JP? How's it
The
going,
bullet
everybody?
is safely sealed away in a plastic bag
people
bearing
of the
the
land.
RCM stamp.
The
Kim
common
has filled out
clay
the
of the
label
New
on the
West.
bag with the item number, case number,
Uno.
and date and location the bullet was found.
Morons.
What? Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
The one in the back room of the bookstore? Yeah.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has
It's
split
not
open.
Fox News, Kev.
It feels
As
cold,
much as
even through the bag.
every Midwest public area would have you believe, Fox News is actually not that important.
You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal
God, we
a
were at a
dark grey
diner.
core.
Pookie and I
The
were
base of
like
the bullet is close
a
to
week
5
ago.
millimeters in diameter.
Like, keep in mind, this is just a diner. This is literally just like mom and pop, not a chain, fucking diner. What's playing in the background? Fucking Fox News, the one TV they have in the place.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines.
Oh, dude,
linear.
I fucking love
It
diners
feels
too.
standard.
Diner food is so good.
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far? A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Like how all of the cooks are actively smoking crack. You know, the hash browns can be cooked to perfection. All right, hand-eye coordination, 97%. Please don't fail. Please don't fail. Please don't fail. Please do not fail.
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the
I
century.
rolled a 1 and a
Probably
2?
an antique, or a retrofitted antique.
You fucking kidding me?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution.
I like how important
50
items are,
years
but the
ago.
game's not willing to tell you the importance of the items.
Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were,
One of my
the
managers at
bullet would
Arby's, when I was a
probably
teenager,
fit the
smoked
chamber.
crack behind the dumpsters. Another manager was also a prostitute, and her pimp would really come in after hours when we were closing up. Kev, is that real?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with
Like,
a
I can't
surplus
tell
after
if
the
that's a
war.
copy pasta
So there
or if
are
that's
still a
true.
lot of these
100%
old
true.
military rifles
Fuck,
floating
man,
around,
that's crazy.
usually broken.
All right, boys and girls,
The
guess what I
quality was
have?
appalling.
Guess what came in the mail yesterday? my Super Nintendo EverDrive. So guess what we get to do once my analog Super NT shows up? We get to play ROM hacks on real hardware.
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for
I'll
the
never not
same
be impressed by
thing
this guy's
found
voice
back
acting.
in
Oh,
our
dude,
weapons
100%.
cache,
100%.
only in working order.
This was the first voice acting he ever did? Really?
What are you thinking? Bullet? Okay. And? An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really. Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen.
I mean, it's probably because he was just some guy, right? Like, it's probably the fact that, like, they knew it was stupidly long in terms of the script, and so they just needed some guy they could pay, like, $25 an hour.
Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzleloaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Yeah, every time the game tries to offer me drugs, I turn them down. I'm basically Dare in the 90s.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms.
Like I woke up this morning, because I'm still on the second day. I'm still on day 2. Oh, you can see that it says day 2.
The second, third, and so on come much easier.
And the game was like, hey, you still feel like shit. You want to do speed? And I was like, no, game, I probably shouldn't take speed.
But back to the investigation. Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Some drugs are more useful than others. So what do I need to raise? My perception?
An inconspicuous pile of the roof.
I'm only leveling up skill points when I need to. Like, I'm basically just saving.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
I need to look up the Wes Anderson filmography here. Come on.
Because
Thank
there's
you.
a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Wes Anderson filmography.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's
Grand Bruce.
investigate.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good, vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective?
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Oh shit, I could just... Fucking hell yeah. I know. I'm playing this with a controller. Jesus Christ, 3GP. I am so sorry, dude. Like, that... Some real fucking bullshit. Take it easy, my dude. Okay, I need to see what the path is to get up here, because I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay. I won't lie, sometimes the game betrays itself with just how hard it is to just kind of move around.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Like, navigation is not this game's strong suit.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance.
Oh, shit.
Over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Motherfucker! I'm such a fucking nerd. I'm playing Harry like a fucking nerd.
Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
It's a very slow burn, and I'm not like really capital P playing it. Like,
I wasn't under the impression
I'm enjoying
we
it
were
for
on
what
our
it
way to
is,
meet the king
but it's a
of the
really
castle under
cool
siege, Everhard, one of the people who
radio
ran to
play.
him.
Like,
This way, we may be able to get around his henchmen.
I'm not
Or it could
jumping
be
on
that we are
Koopas
just
or anything.
exploring. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it? Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2-meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
Yes.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Oh man. Well, I just picked up a healing item, so if I hurt myself once, and I got like a 17% earlier, so yeah, no, I'm gonna hurt myself. I am 110% gonna hurt myself.
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way too high up here. You could have died there. Shit.
Really?
I'm
My
failing.
mental takes a
This
hit?
wasn't part of our deal.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better.
Really?
It's just a cloak, after all.
Can't get there. Alright, take it easy, Kev. Well, hold on then. This doesn't actually lead anywhere.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a...
A moment passes.
I thought maybe this was going to be like a secret path or something, but This just kinda... It is, but only if you can pass that check. Oh, okay. So what do I... Okay, so I need to take off a pair of items. Or not a pair. Take off something. Something's decrease. Okay.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Anything increase my...
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Yes! I am invincible!
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses. Ankles tingling from the tension, blood
Heal
roaring
morale!
in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the...
I will say, there is, like, this is XCOM levels of, like, rolling the dice and feeling so fucking good when it goes your way.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive. Alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can explore the harbor now.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Okay.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Yes, tie with a wife beater. Leave me alone. But no, seriously, like, this is like some XCOM level of, like, oh man. This is, you know, fucking dope. Sweet. Wait, what did I just do? Hold on, what did I just do? Yeah, failing them, like, again, running into the... I don't know what just happened right there, but it said something.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. hundreds of documents containing logistical
I get
data.
why. It just
Two
sucks
kinds
that
of transactions stand out.
like
Materials coming into
how,
Revachol
I wish
from
the
the
game
outside world,
told
from
you
Muindi,
when failing a
Murad,
check would
and
hurt
even
you,
Ilmara.
because not all checks damage you in some way, but enough do to where it's like, is this gonna fuck things up? Is this not gonna fuck things up?
And the same materials being handed over to
I
companies
want a
inside
little disclaimer
Revachol,
that just says
Kuron,
this will cause
Coal City,
-1
La
morale
Delta,
if failed,
and
or something
Jamrock
like that. Like,
are
that's all I
listed
want.
among the many
That's like the
districts
one
where the imports are being
thing
sold.
I think I would change.
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. The draw slide.
Volition. Hold yourself together, keep your morale. Okay, do I have anything that increases my volition? No. Do I have anything I can take? Oh.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover. Because Friesel was incompetent,
I will say there have been a
and
lot of
cruel.
proper nouns that
In
the game is
short,
throwing at
the
me,
embodiment
and
of everything the
as someone
communards
who's
wished
kind of just
to
casually
overthrow.
playing this game,
It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, there
I
aren't
don't
any
understand a
full-color
lot of this
pictures
world.
to direct your attention. Just no advertisements, you notice. So who's funding this radical commentary? After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content
Aww.
to spoon-feed their readers
Kitty cat.
reassuring
Meow, meow.
drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers. Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. Perhaps they've overestimated the market demand for this kind of commentary. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Yep, this is
This
me.
section
Just
includes
this is how I
a
play in this
long,
game.
tedious
Just
critique
stop and
of the
fucking
latest round of free trade
read a
negotiations
fucking
between
communist
the EPIS
leaflet
nations and
for the next
Free
like
State
2
of
hours in
Seminole.
game.
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that. It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's
Hell
Republic
yeah.
of Samara.
I love me some bear
SRV,
wrestling.
Devised and promoted by none other
I love
than
me
President
wrestling some
Kaczynski
bears.
himself. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV.
Aww.
Based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically elected president. Sapormat Sport Kaczynski is well into his third decade as president of the SRV. Outside Samara, he's known for three things: brutal repression of internal dissent, monumental corruption, and a near pathological obsession with physical fitness. Don't forget the moustache.
Oh, right.
Right, like all Samaran men above the age of 40, President Kenizinski wears a truly spectacular walrus moustache. It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases woman, against one bear. 2 competitors, 1 ring, 5 rounds, or until incapacitation. According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively.
How in the hell would wrestling a bear reduce alcoholism? I do not believe that in the slightest.
This is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in La Chute.
Not sure I trust those numbers.
What are you, a statistician? Did the moral intern send you on a fact-finding
Wrestle
mission?
bear.
This
True.
is the SRV party line, comrade.
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask?
I was thinking it might be fun to partake in a bear fight.
They're quite the spectacle, as I understand. I've heard they make the people in the front rows wear plastic sheets. On account of the
it's like
blood,
a
you see.
Gallagher show.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. Why they decided to title this one section in Volda is beyond you. Obviously because it's cool to drop random phrases in foreign languages.
Thank you.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
C.S. Lewis?
The main
Narnia
feature,
guy?
though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series, mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals, and high death toll. In Revachol, it's held quadrennially on the prestigious Zero Carousel racing circuit.
What the fuck is... They just made up that word.
This so-called
Kuno
artist
is the most
spotlight
recognizable.
Is really just
I
a
will
brief
remember
Q&A,
Kuno
made
long
all the
after
briefer
I've
by the
forgotten Kim.
subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers.
Quadrennially, consisting or lasting for 4 years, occurring or being done every 4 years. Really? So the Olympics are run quadrennially.
Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée. Where to even start?
It was really funny seeing
For
him
one,
say
there's
Night
the crass
City and then
commercialism of
having
its
just
sponsorships.
played
And then there's the practically
Cyberpunk and
criminal
being like,
emphasis
is
on
this...
deadly motor crashes.
Was this intentional? Exactly!
So, all of it, basically. Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines: Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names. Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on.
I am
They're
Exilus.
plainly
No, I am
pseudonyms.
Exilus. I am Spartacus. Shh! You fucking got it wrong, dude.
More than that, they're likely anagrams.
Okay.
Under capitalism, the article says, Every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure,
Exilus is a cool
even
fucking
one
name.
as
I
elemental
agree.
as the joy of racing others around a track, is
3JP,
reduced to an
I know you're not
advertising
here,
opportunity.
but when you watch this on YouTube, you need to name your child Exilus.
Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a Frita. And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
I'm gonna make this idiot with a police coat, wife beater, and tie, and dishwashing gloves say, no, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave. That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
Oh, come on. Can this article read your mind? A certain kind of young man reads 1 or 2 books and suddenly thinks he understands the secret structures of reality.
I understand the secret structures of reality, and I haven't read any book.
If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take
He reminds me a lot of
Martinez, then we take La Delta.
the Supergiant Games narrator, the one who's done the voices for like Bastion and Transistor.
Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Charging rent to live somewhere is pretty outrageous.
The writer G. Martin remarks
I couldn't
dryly
imagine
that
taking the
capitalists
apolitical
love wealth
stance on like
redistribution
any of this
so
shit.
long as it's only redistributed
Like,
upward.
I haven't really thought about it. It's like,
true.
bruh.
The rentiers have been bleeding you dry. You really ought to find your own place one of these days. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
So that's it. I did all that and didn't learn anything about the case, didn't learn anything. Neat office shades. Oh god, dude. +1 visual calculus, -1 drama. I could use a little less drama in my life, you know what I'm saying? Alright, boys and girls. Quick
The
saving.
file cabinet stands steady as ever, and the unlocked drawer slides out to greet you. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled. The drawer slides.
Okay, I'm gonna quick save again. I don't know if trying to... Oh, so I'm stuck here until I talk to the union leader. Okay. I love that. I love that I'm collecting bottles. It's so fucking funny to me. And I'm basically just like a homeless bum. Wait, are there like unlimited bottles here? Or what the fuck is going on? Well, there aren't unlimited, but good God, there are quite a few.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, Rene Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. Looks like the inhabitant is rather pedantic when it comes to order.
Let's get going. The entire neighborhood can see us up here.
Yeah, let's leave. Infinite AM Radio. Hello, hello. You do find me in good spirits. Just trying to figure out this here's video games. How are you doing? Ravishing. Okay. You have a thought. I wonder if I'm gonna be able. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to have enough money to sleep tonight. Oh, could I not open that? I guess not.
Container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this
Easy
container
Leo.
song are being made up as he goes along.
The fuck?
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
What does SIC mean? Huh.
Container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I
Got
help
it.
you, mister?
Okay, that makes sense.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ubisoft.
Born and raised in
Oh, speaking of which, I saw
my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world.
I saw a
I was
new
about 10 then. Too old to
trailer
lose my
for that
accent
Star
then.
Wars Outlaws game, and it's a third-person game where you get a plucky little sidekick that can sit on your shoulder.
People say us
and you
humans
travel the
are up to
world
all
solve-
sorts
you know,
of trouble with
it-
sheep and other animals and
solving
whatnot.
a
I just
canonically
want you to know
true,
there was never any
but
of that where I
completely
come from.
irrelevant
No,
side
sir.
quest. And I was just
Those
like,
are just nasty
so this is just
rumors.
Fallen Order. This is
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
you made
Oh,
Fallen
I'm just
Order.
making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. Sure, mister. About what? Bye-bye.
All right, hold on. I need logic. Do I have anything that's decreasing my logic right now? No. Do I have anything that can increase my logic? Okay.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back. No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
83%. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals. Most of them have labels on them, I think. No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Where is everyone?
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the
But
USS
Titus and his boys
Enterprise.
got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. You're the best.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me.
Oh,
I had a bit
I
of
love
a
it when
temper
bigger
back in the
boys
day.
pick on me,
Flew
you know
off
what I'm
the handle
saying?
like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head. Noel never started another fight with anyone after this. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You
Yes.
should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
Yeah, this is the first time I didn't want to be I didn't want to become a racist, and my physical is way too low to fight him, so this was the only way. Oh, see, I always start. I started bookstore half first.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
Yeah, nah.
I'm like Mr. Edgar.
I was not willing to become a race purist. I was like, there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. Has this ever happened to you? Trying to get through a gate and some racist is blocking your way? Try the new ethnocentrism.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am. Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids.
Oh.
Dr. Lemaitre said so. And she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Oh. Or Leo.
Law school? Could she be talking about the union fixer, aka the gardener?
Looks like it.
I'm not sure what a fixer is, but she is a real nice girl. Smart as a whip too.
Telling the gardener you know her name might throw her off. Perhaps something to consider later.
Oh yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done. Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags. Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
Okay, so I need to talk to the cook.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Wow, so I only got this because I passed a check to read a note, looked through that note, recognized the special borscht.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
What's a container over there? Point to the container suspended from the crane arm.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his
Stay in
brother
the
are both
moment,
nice
my
fellows.
man.
They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course.
Gotcha. So is this his office? Alright, we're gonna quick save.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk.
Thank you.
He looks
I'm gonna
up
need
from
it.
his work, not the least bit surprised.
This guy looks like
to see
he
you.
was given special attention
With great
in
effort,
terms of
he
his
straightens himself up
character
in his
modeling,
chair,
so I'm a
yet says
little
nothing. He simply
scared.
stares at you with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare. head
Mr.
of the
Dubois.
Debarders
Wait,
Union here in
is my name
Marseilles.
Dubois?
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Remain serious?
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
I mean, I do need it. Like, otherwise I'm not going to have a place to stay tonight, but...
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Or...
No.
No, it's cool. You've got integrity.
Cool? I wouldn't go that far. I'm sure there are cooler things than delivering a comically oversized novelty check to a cafeteria manager. But, sure, if that's what's cool nowadays.
It is.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His
I'm the
slug-like
murderer,
lips
aren't I?
Move,
Oh,
but
God.
all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
How do you know about my lost gun?
I know everything, Harry. Right
Okay, my name is
now,
Harry.
I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right.
I like this guy because I hate this guy.
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now,
I like
pointing it into their
DP.
own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it.
I mean,
I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
DisplayPort is the superior technology.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Shit.
Who does this guy think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun or unpaid bill or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him.
Holy shit. Okay. Wait, that's it. That's my point of pride here.
Fuck yes. You're part of the old guard, the ancient guard, the most corrupt, unholy cops in the land. Chill out like the black dragon you are. The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chair than one would think is physically possible. He's good. Now lean in with some corruption.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters. Why, thank you. It's always nice when a fellow professional appreciates your work.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry.
That I am.
like that in a lawman. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? What can Everard Clare do for you?
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you think so, Detective?
Somehow you managed to get yourself out of this one. Now quick, keep the momentum up. Ask questions. Whatever you do, don't ask him about the gun first. You don't want him thinking you're scared.
You...
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
My body's gonna break down any moment now.
You did look like you were gonna collapse and die when I told you about your lost gown.
Shut up!
Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Of course, let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
It's Harry. Harry Dubois. And I can work with you, Harry.
Okay,
Now,
I know
what
my
else
name.
Can I do for you? Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
You're right, I don't.
That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats. Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
I'm sorry?
Yes. You seem to be. A lot of the time. But right now, there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
God, I hate this.
Everart's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
Oh, Harry. Oh, wow. This is really something.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
So how about it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume? Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I mean, it's true.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me. Let's hear it, Harry. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wanted something from me. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors. Oh, you're being too modest, my friend. But don't worry. This annoying thing I have is completely legal. I just need you to open a door.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Oh, shit. He's gonna kill somebody.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
I'm leveling up friendship now?
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy. What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people,
I mean,
real
he's not
livelihoods
wrong.
are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
It's a fortress. He knows she can't get in here.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
I'm looking into your shady
I
brew.
don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
All right, let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really be holding my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important, building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Worthless in a pawn shop. Okay. Get the key to the Weasel's Ore from Manana. Oh. Gonna lie to me. I will say this game is wild. I have one extra point here, so I'm actually gonna unlock this and I wish I knew what these did. Like, before I research them. Like, I don't know which one to internalize here. I guess I'll do aces low and see where that takes me. Shit, it's already 7 p.m.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marsh. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has...
Interfacing? You crazy.
Now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
was gonna say, can I interact with the door in some way?
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? You do? Because I don't. There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
What do I need? Rhetoric? Do I have anything that increases my rhetoric? -1 rhetoric.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails,
Holy
a
shit!
beacon of light emerges from deep within you. The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
You can't be serious.
What? I passed a 17%.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel
Mega
the overwhelming
rich,
presence
light bending
of
guy.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Pleasure to meet you, Harry. Public service is a noble cause.
How did you become so rich?
Oh Lord, not this again. Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question.
Listen
by now.
here, Kim.
Blunt, I
All right?
inherited my fortune from
I'm
my
allowed to ask
grandmother,
questions.
who herself was an
It's a
extremely
mystery-solving
high-net
game.
worth individual.
Yeah.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy. I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. And that's what? Unjust? I think it's perfectly just.
You're using your money as its own justification.
Listen, Harry, I used to be an idealist just like you. But the truth is that we have no objective system by which to measure someone's value other than the market. We should just embrace that rather than resist it. The hand that allocates resources among men is invisible and cruel, but it is steady, measured. Indeed, it is just. Capital makes one speechless, does it not?
Fuck this guy.
Winds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
The fuck is that?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual. The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, repeating. That's not good for you.
Are you telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Single-digit
No,
billionaire.
not really. There are actually quite many digits.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
Yeah, what are you doing in the container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Ah, a fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Oh no!
There simply aren't enough hours a day to handle all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois. What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. But just don't tell anyone I told you that.
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals don't have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this? You're welcome. You know, maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound? Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
That was wild. I only got in there because I passed like a 20% chance. Alrighty, boys and girls. I am gonna have to call it here. I do really appreciate everybody for hanging out, though. I want to go ahead and... Alright. With that said, there will be another stream tomorrow. And I will see you all later. Bye!